What happens when a young ruthless man with a penchant for violence sets its sights on a Dutch cocaine industry? The answer lies in the story of Bolle Jos, a man who has secured a spot on Europe's most wanted list despite his relatively young age. Accused of being a major player in the international drug smuggling and money laundering circuit, Jos is believed to be behind the disappearance of the infamous Dutch cocaine godmother, Nema Jalal. But that's not all. The ex-Dutch Minister of Justice and Safety is currently under heavy guard due to a serious threat on his life from none other than Jos himself. This video reveals the insane story of how Jos quietly built an empire and is now crowned as the new king of the Dutch cocaine industry. Here we begin. Meet Jos Lydekkers, also known as Bolle Jos, a moniker he earned due to his size and build. But that's not all. He also goes by the name of El Presidente, a self-proclaimed title that exudes power and authority. Despite being shadowy, the public's interest in Bolle Jos has been piqued as more information about him surfaces. And to say the least, what little is known about him is fascinating. Born in Breda, the Netherlands, on July 1, 1991, Bolle Jos is now 31. But his upbringing and the events that led him to the world of drug smuggling remain a mystery. Some rumors suggest that his father was a bigwig in the ports of Antwerp and Rotterdam, but nothing has been confirmed. What is confirmed, however, is Bolle Jos's notoriety in the underworld for the past 5 years. Those who have crossed him have been met with dire consequences, a warning that echoes within the criminal circles: don't mess with Bolle Jos. So let's take a deep dive into the enigmatic Bolle Jos, and hold on to your hats, it'll be a wild ride. Bolle Jos's name has been linked to one of the most perplexing disappearances in the country: the kidnapping of the Dutch godmother of coke, Nema Jalal. In October 2019, Jalal was snatched from the streets of Amsterdam after getting into a car near her lavish apartment. It's believed that Bolle Jos ordered her abduction because he suspected her involvement in a failed cocaine shipment he had heavily invested in at the Antwerp port. Jalal was never seen or heard from again, despite her efforts to reason with him. Some of her belongings were discovered in the same dock where the cocaine bust had occurred, adding to the mystery of her disappearance. But what's even more harrowing is the discovery of pictures on Ridouan Taghi's phone, the former leader of the Macro Mafia, which showed Jalal's lifeless body. These images have since been circulating within the underworld. But Bolle Jos's alleged involvement in Jalal's kidnapping and murder is not his only notorious act. The Dutch ex-Minister of Justice and Safety is under heavy protection due to grave threats from the underworld allegedly orchestrated by Bolle Jos. The interesting twist to this tale is that Bolle Jos's associate, Floor Bressers, has also been implicated in a plot to abduct the Belgian Minister of Justice and Safety. This minister is also under 24/7 protection after a failed kidnapping attempt near his residence in September 2022, which led to the arrest of 4 Dutch suspects. The motives behind these attempts on the Ministers of Justice and Safety in their respective countries remain a mystery and open to speculation. Floor Bressers is a peculiar character, also known as the finger cutter, for using this gruesome punishment on several individuals. However, Bolle Jos's lawyer has dismissed the allegations against his client as far-fetched and fantasy. At a mere age difference, Floor and Jos were 2 peas in a pod, equally zealous, intelligent, and ferocious. Floor Bressers, who had once been a big shot, had smuggled tons of cocaine himself. Interestingly, he had studied criminology, but only to become a notorious criminal himself. On the other hand, his partner in crime, Bolle Jos, remained at large even after being linked to the killing of the 55-year-old Belgian businessman, Stefan Bogaerts. Bogaerts was the proprietor of a container company grappling with significant financial difficulties. He had reportedly delved into drug trafficking to extricate himself from the quagmire, but fate had other plans and ended up paying the ultimate price. Despite an extensive manhunt launched to apprehend Bolle Jos, the authorities have not found any leads. Recently, they released 2 indistinct photographs of him and offered a reward of 75,000 euros to anyone with information that could lead to his arrest. However, their efforts have borne no fruit so far. Bolle Jos remains elusive, and his whereabouts remain unknown, leaving the police in bewilderment. Admittedly, a bounty of 75,000 euros may not be sufficient to entice informants to come forward with credible leads on Bolle Jos's whereabouts. Nonetheless, it could apply additional pressure on the fugitive and force him to be more cautious. There is rampant speculation about which country the elusive criminal is holed up in, with Dubai being the only confirmed location he has been spotted in. The city-state has long been a safe haven for global criminals seeking refuge in its opulence and luxury without fearing the authorities. However, Dubai has recently stepped up its efforts to collaborate with other countries in catching and extraditing criminals in its territory. Consequently, several high-profile criminals have been captured in Dubai, including Ridwan Taghi, Rafael Imperiali, and Eden G., as well as over 400 others. Given the recent developments, it's highly unlikely that Bolle Jos is still in Dubai. Instead, Dutch authorities have reasons to believe he has moved to Turkey, where he could hide from the authorities. As the search for him intensifies, it remains to be seen whether he will be apprehended and brought to justice, or continue to elude the authorities and evade capture. Turkey has emerged as a prominent sanctuary for some of the most notorious criminals in recent years. However, other countries have been mentioned as possible hideouts for Bolle Jos, leaving one to ponder where they would seek refuge if they were in his shoes. Feel free to share your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. Unable to get close to Bolle Jos himself, the police have begun targeting those in his inner circle. In January 2023, Dutch law enforcement conducted a series of raids on residences and offices belonging to Bolle Jos's family members to gather more intelligence on his whereabouts. The searches yielded a trove of expensive watches, jewelry, designer handbags, multiple currencies, fake passports, phones, USB sticks, computers, cameras, and photographs. In addition, his mother and sister were taken into custody, suspected of laundering ill-gotten gains after accepting substantial sums of cash and costly gifts, some of which were likely paid for with drug money. The police have established a strong link between Bolle Jos's mother and sister and his potential whereabouts, as both have made frequent trips to Turkey in the past year, possibly to contact him. As the authorities close in on Bolle Jos's inner circle, they remain hopeful that these tactics will eventually lead them to their target and end his criminal activities. The tale of Bolle Jos, a rising drug lord shrouded in mystery, leaves many questions unanswered. Little is known about his early life and what drove him to become a multi-millionaire drug smuggler. He remains elusive and unpredictable, with only 4 pictures on the internet, known for his violent tendencies. The disappearance of Nema Jalal, a victim of his alleged involvement in drug trafficking, remains unsolved even after 4 years. The reward for information leading to arrest is €75,000, but will it be enough to entice someone to betray one of the most notorious drug kingpins in the Netherlands? As Dutch authorities continue to hunt for him, they have widened their scope and are targeting his family members to gather information about his whereabouts. Bolle Jos remains large despite their efforts, leaving a trail of violence and drug smuggling. Will he ever be brought to justice? Only time will tell. Until then, his story continues to captivate and intrigue those who follow the world of organized crime. Share your thoughts about Bolle Jos in the comment below. Make sure to subscribe for more such videos.